Plagiarism is basically incorporating someone else's ideas or words into your work and not giving credit. It comes from the Latin word for kidnapper, and it's kind of like being a pirate, but with words or ideas. Basically, you're stealing someone else's work and then passing it off as though it's your own work. Most of us are familiar with the copy and paste method of plagiarism. So basically, I go out onto the internet or I look some information up in a book and then I copy it exactly into my paper. So in this case, I'm going to highlight this text down here, copy it, then I'm going to toggle over to my paper, paste that right in, and continue writing. Now notice I did not give credit to the author whatsoever. I presented this as though I am the one who wrote everything on the page. So that is a clear example of plagiarism. Taking something from someone else's words or ideas, and then presenting them as your own. Now let's take a look at another related form of plagiarism. So if you think about Swiss cheese, there's a bunch of holes in the cheese. Basically, with Swiss cheese, what people do is take words, I'm going to take difficult here, and then they replace them with similar words, with synonyms. So I'll choose arduous. So now, even though I changed one word from difficult to arduous, it does not mean that I have written this sentence or that I gave credit to the author. This is still an example of plagiarism. An alternative to this is to paraphrase what the author wrote. So to do that, I would type something like, the author reported that identifying birds was more challenging than anticipated. So now I've taken that sentence and I've put it into my own words. And then after that, it's still not my own thought. It's not my own information. So what I have to do is make sure that I cite the author. By providing the citation, it tells my reader or my instructor that I took this information from another source. And then at the end of the paper, I would include the complete citation for the blog where I found this information. A third type of plagiarism is recycling an old assignment. So this one is less obvious, but it's not okay to look at files on your computer and look at old coursework from classes you've already completed and then choose something and submit it like you wrote it and it's new and it's for the class you're taking right now. So for instance, let's say I took this class, Geography 110, and I had to do some sort of creative assignment. I can't come down here and choose this Choose Your Own Adventure that you can see I wrote in 2017, and then take this file, and let's say I'm going to rename it. I'll just do a file save as, and then turn it into a new document. Also, if you decide that you want to copy something out of another paper you've written previously, you have to cite that. You have to actually cite yourself. Even though you wrote it, you still have to give credit to where it came from. So whenever you're creating something for a class, it should be original. And it's best not to try to take something that you've already written and try to pass it in like it's a new assignment. And then the final form of plagiarism that we're going to discuss is repeating. So basically, it's when you take something that was in a class lecture, a PowerPoint, or your textbook, and you don't cite it. So for instance, this is a PowerPoint from the Geography 110 class. So if I were to use one of these definitions or a fact from the PowerPoint presentation, I would need to cite the PowerPoint. And it's the same with your textbook. It's the same with lectures from your faculty members. If the information is not from you, you still need to cite where you got it from. And remember, plagiarism is really, really tricky. If you have questions, don't hesitate to reach out for help. You can ask someone on the library staff. You can also submit your work to the writing lab so that the writing tutor goes over it and can let you know whether or not you plagiarized.